Yarn Rambo here. First time trying to do an educational video on YouTube, so give me some, be patient with me. I know that there's lots of videos on there, like how to get started with tufting and all the basics of tufting, but what I don't see a lot out there is, great, now you've built a frame, now you've hung your fabric, you know to keep it tight, you've got your gun, you've got your yarn, you know how to thread your guns and do those kinds of things. But what about those like hints and tips that from somebody that's been tufting for a little while? I do not claim to be an expert by any means. There's lots of people out there that definitely have been doing this longer than I, but I do have some little hints and tips that I'd like to share with you. So let me kind of show you. We're going to start with the frame that's built, and the primary tufting cloth is hung. So let me fix my lights here real quick and we'll get started. I think maybe that'll make it a bit better for you to see. There we go. What do you think? Better? I think it's better. Okay. Totally not prepared out and see if it'll work. But hey, now we're doing it and we're here, so I guess I might as well try. Alright, let me go get something to help me demonstrate a hint and tip for you. One moment. Okay, now I think I'm prepared. So we're gonna look at this little thing right here. It's a little 2" by 2" square. It's actually very old scrap cardboard paper from when I got married. We made little like dinner reception cards, and we did all, I don't know, 200 of them or something. And instead of saying dinner and reception, it said diner and reception. So that was fun. Long story, right? Or long memory, I guess. So 2 by 2" card. This is gonna help you, and a ruler. This isn't the ruler that I have for this frame, but what I've actually done on all of my frames is I've taken a ruler, a yardstick, or whatever, and cut it to size. So like for this frame, like I have a ruler that can go from the top to the bottom, and it just be that long. And then same thing for across, well, I don't have one for across this one because it's like 48 inches wide, but it just makes this type of stuff easier. So the reason that I have my little 2" by 2" card here is because when you're tufting, you want to keep at least 2 inches away from your frame. Once you start getting in between that 2" mark, closer to your carpet tack, you don't get the tufting results that you want. You might bust your knuckles on the carpet tack. What else can happen? Sometimes it'll pull the tufting cloth from the tack. And also kind of like your lines will just kind of get wonky, and there's just all kinds of different things that can go haywire if you tuft that close to the frame. So I'm a visual person. I like to see where I never stay in the boundaries, so it's kind of funny, but I like to see where my boundaries are. So I actually just draw off 2 inches all the way around my frame. It makes it easier if I'm projecting an image on my frame and trying to size it to know, where I can move in and out and about the available tufting area. So I just always kind of draw that on. I'm gonna shift this here a little bit, maybe. Yeah, I think that'll work. Okay. Can you tell this is just a 2-in-1 video? So what I do is I just take my 2" card here, and I start in each corner, and I draw a line on, the vertical side, and then draw a line on the horizontal side, and I go through and I do that on every corner, right? So that just kind of gives me somewhere to start. So I'll go down and do that on every corner. Once I've got that, then I'll take my yardstick or measuring or tool or whatever the hell I'm using, and just make my 2 lines across. So that's why I do that. Also, something that I like to do too, maybe I'll be tufting and I get like an idea of something else that I want to tuft, or maybe I'm just like, I don't know, sometimes I even kind of journal. I'll sometimes use this little 2-inch space here and I'll just like write myself little notes or something like that. So those are 2 uses for that. Let's see, I don't know how long we're going, but I think I have one more tip that I want to share with you in this video. So let me grab one more thing and I'll show you that. Okay, back for tip 3, I think. I buy all my primary tufting cloth from Tuft the World, and it comes in yards, 2 yards, 3 yards, but for people that aren't, for people that are like sewers or something like that, like I was, and, you know, I think of a yard as like 48 inches by 36 inches, or like a 60-inch bolt or something like that. This tufting cloth comes a little bit differently. It's about 48, 50-ish long. So I built this frame to specifically fit that yardage because less waste, right? But what I find is that the primary tufting cloth, right here's the top of my carpet tack, right here, and then I've only got about a thumb's width of PTC available. And sometimes, especially on larger frames, it'll start to fray as you're moving, right? So what I do is I'll just take some basic painter's tape, and I'll just kind of go along the top of it and just tape. And that's not a good example right there because it's not staying, but it takes a little finagling. I'll just go ahead and tape it right to the top of my frame. Not going to cooperate. I'll move my little light and we'll hold it right there. It just helps stop it from fraying more. And we're just going to go ahead and go around here just so that it stays better. So we're just going to kind of go like that. And you can even kind of like stick it into the carpet tack there if you want. Can't tell you, definitely busted my fingers or made my fingers bleed a couple times doing this as well as just tufting, but hey, no pain, no gain. So we're just going to go ahead and double this up. Usually sticks better. I don't know, could be a roll of old painter's tape, or maybe just because I'm trying to do it in a hurry, but it really does work, I swear. So, you know, just to kind of keep it from fraying there, and like I said, sometimes I'll go ahead and stick it right into the carpet tack. Additionally, you could even put another row of painter's tape along the tack. It does kind of help prevent you from busting your knuckles or fingers on it to a certain point. Also, another cool trick with painter's tape is when you have you know, like overflow on your sides like this, if you're feeding your yarn, say I'm feeding my yarn from this side over here, and once in a while, if you have something overhanging here, whether it be frayed or solid, your yarn will kind of get stuck up into it. So, one, I try to keep my overhang trimmed up, you know, giving it a little bit of leeway as I can, but, you know, do kind of one of these things, right? Just kind of make it nice and taut to your frame. Whee! Something like that, or cut it, or, you know, just so it doesn't get in the way of your yarn feeding. I know from personal experience, as soon as your yarn gets caught up in something, whether it be tension because it's stuck on your yarn feeder, not coming from the right angle, or getting stuck on your primary tufting cloth, it just kind of makes for a little to big disaster. So, ta-da! That's why those are some tips there. An additional thing that I didn't do here, which sometimes I'll do, especially if I'm working on a larger frame, is I'll actually draw a line right tied up to this inside side of the very edge of my frame. The reason that I do that is because in some cases, say that your tufting cloth loses its tightness and you need to re-stretch it, it helps kind of let you know where your original stretch was. If you overstretch or understretch or like stretch crooked, you can tell that I stretched a little crooked right here by the white line. Whee, like a little bunny hop roller coaster. If you've already started tufting and then you go to restretch it, it can have effects on your tufted piece. Like, so if you have a perfect square, you know, now it might not be a perfect square, and you can finagle it, you know, you can kind of pick and move it, but I just find that having an additional line right here closest to the most outside of my primary tufting cloth, where it meets the bottom of my frame, of the actual frame, just kind of helps me in the case that I need to rehang it. So I think maybe I kind of squeezed 5 tips in there, but I hope you find them useful. Yeah, here we are, all on a tufting journey, so have a tufting great day. Bye.